Hi guys, so today in this video we are going to see an implementation of k-means clustering for customer segmentation, which is an experiment in unit number 4. So let's go into it. So first of all, as we are going to use an file in our programming language, so we need to access the file. So for that we are importing some libraries like pandas. So here we're importing pandas as PD and we are reading the file. The file name is nothing but mall underscore customers.csv. So we are reading it like pd dot read of csv and then we are getting the data. So after that we are using this function as data.headof, which gives the first 5 rows of the data set, which is nothing but from 0 to 4 it gives like this. And then the same like that the tail of function, which gives the last 5 rows of our data sets. And after that we have used some another function like data.info of. The info of is nothing but it gives some basic information about the data we are going to use in our k-means clustering. So these are some basic information of our data which have been used in our clustering process. And then here we check whether uh, the data sets in our file is null or not. So we are using this function as is null dot sum of. The sum of is for like if there is a null data sets in our file, it just adds up and show how many nulls are there. So that we are using this function as data dot is null of and sum of. So here as an output we got everything as 0. So I say everything 0 means that there is no null sets. So we are ready to do our program. So now it's a main segment of the program where we are going to import the k-means from our library sklearn.cluster. So after that we are using some for loop statements for finding the best fit and etc. So it takes a lot time because as we are clustering it's an unsupervised machine learning algorithm. So it takes a lot of time, and we are going to plot the graph for finding how many number of clusters we are going to get it. So here for plotting it as a graph, so we need to use some libraries like import. We have to import some libraries like import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and then we are going to plot it with the wcss, which we are used in our for looping as a listed format. So after that we are going to plot it and give some x label as names and y label as name, and then a title for it. In this type of graph is called as an elbow method because the graph itself you can see that it's like an elbow. And from this graph we could clearly understand that the 5 is the number of cluster obtained by the Python programming language for our dataset which we have given. So we could write it as km.k means of number of clusters is equal to 5, and then we need to fit it. So we got the 5 clusters. Now we are going to predict some values with the help of the 5 clusters. So we are going to predict it, okay, km dot predict and the data allocation and etc. So finally we get some array like structure. So here you could see that there are 5 clusters, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 5 clusters being arrayed. And then uh, and then here in this step we are going to split up the data in a graph. So for splitting the data into the graph, we have to give some different data and clusters, so that here we are giving it, and for plotting it in a graph we are going to use the scatter method again, with some different colors we are using it here and some different labels we are using. As there are 5 clusters, there should be a 5 clustering labels and 5 colors. So like that we are using it, and we are giving a title for it, consumer segments, and we are plotting it. So finally we get this graph. So this graph is clearly understandable that there are 5 clusters being found in our program, and then with different 5 colors we could see it. It's very clear and precise, and we could also see that there are labeled number of colors with clusters. So this is what the program of implementation of k-means clustering for customer segmentation. So this k-means, there are a lot of applications like customer segmentation, fraud correction, and etc. So thank you for watching the video.